Welcome back to NYSE TV Live, everyone. I'm Kristen Scholler here in studio. Earlier this hour, NYSE-listed company Global Ship Lease rang the opening bell as it celebrates its listing at the NYSE. Trinity Chavez is on the trading floor with more. Hi, Trinity.
Hey, Kristen. That's right. So Global Ship Lease has grown its fleet significantly since its 2018 merger, and today marks a major milestone with their first ever board meeting here at the NYSE. To talk more about what's driving its success and what's next is CEO Tom Lister and George Giouroukos. He is the Global Ship Lease's executive chairman. Good morning, Tom. Good morning, George.
All right. Good morning.
So, Tom, let's start with you. You just opened up the U.S. equity markets, fresh off of the Bell podium. How are you feeling right now?
Super excited. I mean, it's an incredibly exciting experience, first of all, and this is a big year for Global Ship Lease because for the first time we hit $1 billion market cap, which is a huge milestone for any company. So we're very, very excited to be here.
And George, being fresh off the Bell podium too, seeing Tom ring the opening bell, opening up the U.S. equity markets, how are you feeling in this moment, having all your team here supporting you?
We feel great. This is a great honor for us to be here and, an achievement in our career. So I'm more than happy to say the least.
Now, Tom, you've had significant growth in recent years, doubling, right, since 2018, since the merger took place. Talk to me about the significance in this and how you expect to continue this momentum.
Sure. I mean, it's not so much about growth in our business. We're not growing for growth's sake when it comes to container ships. We're looking at choosing the right assets that are going to drive attractive returns for our shareholders, and that's what we've done. So over the course of the last 5 years, I think we've generated total shareholder returns of roughly 350%, which is about 3 times the S&P 500. So it's returns really rather than growth that we're focused upon.
Incredible. And George, I do want to ask you, to keep up with this momentum, there has been geopolitical shifts, there's been global economic shifts. How are you keeping up with this to adapt to the economic climate while also meeting customer needs and demands?
Well, our business is a cyclical business, so, that's where we make money. The market goes up, the market goes down, and we buy ships when the market is down, and we charter the ships, lease them when the market is up. And we milk them as cash cows, as we call them, as a joke. We keep our ships employed for as long as we can. We usually take long-term charters and build up secured cash flow for our shareholders.
And Tom, this company, Global Ship Lease, has been listed with the NYSE community for 16 years.
That's right.
Talk to me about some of your proudest moments and achievements during this time and how the NYSE has contributed to this growth.
Sure. I mean, we started off in August of 2016, which, as you'll probably remember, were that the storm clouds were gathering for the global financial crisis. So right out of the gate, we had some challenges. But we're really proud to have survived those times and thrived. And in 2018, as you mentioned, Trinity, at the outset, we merged with a company that had been built up by George and his team with a private equity company here in the US. And that merger, I think, really released the earnings potential of the company. So I think survival followed by thriving on the back of a merger. Those are the two things that I would point to.
And speaking of business strategy, George, I do want to talk to you about why is it that your focus is smaller to mid-sized container ships as opposed to larger ones?
Well, it's simple. The reason is simple. The large container ships, which can be like this very tall building you have here in the States, the Empire State Building, that's the length of the ship, the height of the building. So these ships, they are the basic ships that our customers, the liner companies, use. But these ships can go only to very few ports because of their size. We prefer the smaller to mid-sized ships where we have a lot more ports that we can go. We have less volatility because we can always find an employment for these ships. And these ships also, we buy them and improve them by spending a bit of capex on them. And then these ships, we unlock a lot of possibilities and profitability.
And speaking about possibilities, Tom, I do want to ask you where you see the biggest opportunities right now, especially as I mentioned earlier, we are facing a lot of geopolitical shifts in this moment. Where do you see the biggest opportunities?
Well, for shipping, always the opportunities are in the cycle and in the volatility. So we actually welcome changes in the environment, because that's where the opportunities lie. So as long as you have the balance sheet and the optionality to chase these opportunities, that's precisely what they are. They're not challenges, they're opportunities, and we like to think we're well placed to pounce. And we follow what has been the Greek model of ship owning, and the Greeks have been making terrific amounts of money in shipping for generations. And their model is be patient, be disciplined, and be ready to be nimble, to jump on the right sort of ship purchase opportunities when they arise. And that's our mantra.
Be patient, be disciplined, and be nimble. I love that. George, talk to me about what your key priorities are for the next 3 to 5 years now.
Well, our priority is always to make money for our shareholders. Obviously, we want to, build our fleet when the time is right. We do not buy ships when the market is strong. We buy ships when the market is weak, or we do sell and lease backs when the market is strong, which effect is the same thing as these ships. When they roll out of their charters, they have amortized to values that we feel comfortable with. So our strategy is to always pick and choose the right ships. We have the financial strength to acquire ships at the right time, and this is really a strategy. There's only one golden rule in shipping: buy at the right time.
Buy at the right time. I think that could apply to a lot of different sectors, right, George? Tom, I do want to ask you one more question. We have about 60 seconds left. It obviously takes a hugely committed team to achieve this kind of success. Would you like to tell anybody anything who's a part of your team who's watching back at home?
We're not going to make a shout out for any particular names, but I mean everyone that's a member of the team we value hugely. It's a real privilege to work with the people we do.
Amazing. And George, would you like to add to that?
Well, we would be nothing without the team. It's a team game. It's not a one-man show. It's a team game, and we are very, very proud to have this team next to us. This is a big privilege, and I've been with most of the people in the team for like 30 years now.
Well, thank you so much, George. I really appreciate that. Again, that was Tom Lister, CEO, and George Giouroukos. He is GSL's executive chairman. Now, stick around. We have more NYSE TV Live right after this break.